me today, I would love to work with you for your facility, home, center, or ministry. Let's do it.
Mark your calendars and join MCCA in Austin, Texas, April 2024. We can't wait to see you there.
Hey, everybody. Hello. I am so excited to be here on tonight. I know you're like, Miss Melody, I think I've seen you about 4 or 5 times this week. Yes, you have. Yes, but tonight you're going to see me again. And you're going to not only see me again, you're going to see a special friend that I am going to bring up to the stage to have a conversation with us. So I want you to go ahead, kick back and relax. You know how we do it on the evening time. We have that time to just talk a little bit more. You know, during the day, especially during the morning time, you are on your way to work. And so I know we have to kind of get through it. But tonight, sit back and relax because we're going to have Miss Shalondra. That's why Miss Shalondra. She is the founder and the owner of Autism. She's an advocate. She's a serial entrepreneur. Come on, a serial entrepreneur, an author, an educator, and she's come here to share with us for tonight. So get ready. I feel like T. Gates. Get ready. We are going to be bringing her on up to the stage. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready to meet her? Tell me that you're ready to meet her. Say, Miss Melody, we are ready to meet Miss Shalondra. Then, once we say hello, we're going to have our word for the day. We are going to talk about what you see. That's right, embracing the model. I'm not just talking about L'Oreal. No, I'm not talking about L'Oreal. I'm talking about some things that are for real that impacts children, families, and the communities in which we serve. So everybody, let's welcome her on up. Miss Shalondra, come on, hey!
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing well.
Good.
How are you?
Look well. You are looking absolutely beautiful, as I expected you to. I know y'all like, what you mean, Miss Melody? I'm gonna pull the tea in just a second, honey. I'm gonna pull the tea in just a second because I am excited to have her here. We met on social media audio app, and that was during the time we had our second international symposium. She came and she was there like all day, and we have been like 2 peas in a pod. I see the work that she does, and she's making an impact. She doesn't mind using her voice, and that is one of the reasons why we are here. She is a change advocate, and y'all should have come on her website. I'm gonna show it to you on how I introduce it. You know what I'm saying? It's real cute. But wait, everybody. I want y'all to sing with me as we sing directly to Miss Shalondra because it is her night. She is the lady of the hour. Miss Shalondra, you know what we do at ECE Circle Time. You know, are you ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. It's for Miss Shalondra, y'all. We gotta tell her thank you because baby, she's gonna teach us how to be a model. Okay, we're gonna get it. And Miss Shalondra, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here. Hello, and how are you? I'm fine. and I hope that you are too. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. So everybody coming on in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have Miss Shalondra Gurley here. She is an advocate. She is the CEO and the owner of Autism Glows, y'all. And like I said, I'm gonna use something off of her website because I absolutely love it. I know you're like, wait a minute, Miss Melody, what are you gonna use? Normally, I don't introduce everybody so much. I let them talk, but I'm still let you talk. But I just gotta tell everybody this because it's just so awesome. Let me turn this music on down. Let me turn this music on down so we can get on to it. And then we're gonna have our word of the day. And you know our word of the day is model. It's befitting for our word of the day to be modeled, to have this supermodel here with us. So Miss Shalondra, I'm taking this on off when I saw this on your website. And I'm like, I know y'all are like, wait a minute, Miss Melody, you haven't even introduced the lady all the way yet. Y'all, this is it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm sorry. I gotta show it. I gotta show it. And I think that it's just befitting for your personality, like the way that it goes and the way that it shows. It's you. It is you all day. So here, wait a minute, boom, booyah, y'all. Sitting on the sofa. I said, wait a minute. I love it. Baby. When you go to autismglows.com, listen, you see that? When I grow up, when I grow up, I was like, wait a minute. Come on. It's all interactive and everything. Like, baby, a mother of two, a passionate educator for 10 years, autism and ADHD parent coach, home based baker, youth leader, motivational speaker, family oriented. Welcome aboard. Y'all, she gonna have me do voiceover. I'm gonna do her voiceover. When I say, look at this,
Thank you.
model. All of this is her, and I want you all to make sure that you go to the website, Autism Glows. Make sure that you go to all of her pages so that you can connect, baby. Let's stay connected. Now, enough of that. As we get ready to go into this show, Miss Shalondra, introduce yourself to everybody, please.
Well, you did an amazing job. So I'm like, what's left?
I was like, so everybody need to do that. Everybody needs to be doing something like that. It's so very welcoming. It's so very eclectic. That's why I would say it's very, very eclectic, and it is warming. And it's you. It's you. It's the voice I've heard in you. It is the person who I've seen showing up on social media. So I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. It does match my personality. That's me when I go inside of school. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm always that bubbly person. I'm always smiling. So you can actually tell when something is wrong with me when I'm not smiling. So so that is just me. I love color. I love things that pop. And so I said, let me just do something that's engaging, that's interactive, and that's not going to be boring. So that's why I teach. That's me. Because I teach kids. So, you can't be bored, in front of the kids because that red eye, clear eye, it'll put them right to sleep. And that is not what I'm trying to do.
Now, you know what? That's something, and it's like you already just jumping right on into it, that we talked about before, and really like with ADHD and knowing that it's really talking about focus. But sometimes, even without having any type of diagnosis or anything of that nature, just in general, the way that we interact with children and interact when, especially in a school setting, we have to be able to keep their focus, be able to keep their attention. And then I know that as a parent coach, you help parents to be able to help their children to navigate. Like, that's one of the things that I say that I admire about you. And the reason why I was sharing your slide is because it's attention getting. It makes me say, I want to know some more. I want to stay focused on what she has to share. And when I say you all, I'm ready for tonight. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready for tonight. So before we get on in, you guys have a moment to save this video, share this video, like this video, and tell your friends if you want to be a model. And I'm not talking about the catwalk. If you want to be a model, but walking upright before children, families, and those who you serve and love, and giving others tools and resources to be an advocate and a change agent, share this video. Comment this video, say, Miss Melody, I'm going to be a model. And so we will be right on back. We'll be right on back, you all. A few moments. You got literally about 30 seconds. That's it. 35. Okay. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mrs. E. Welcome to the EQ Kids crew. As a first grade teacher, I see the importance of kids knowing their emotions on a daily basis. Children can be very emotional and have a strong emotional response to things they see, hear, or do, and they might not know what to do with those big feelings. This can lead to tantrums, hitting, bullying, and a whole host of other problem behaviors. That's why it's important for adults to have a good understanding of their child's emotional needs and how to help them respond in healthy and safe ways. What's even more important is how adults model managing their emotions for their kids. With the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids, adults and children will get to learn more about themselves and each other's emotions. Don't worry, emotions can be fun. I can't wait to introduce you to my class. They love our special EQ time and helping other kids learn about their emotions too. Oh, it's time for class! Stick around for the next video to learn how to play the game, the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids.
This is the Tony Box, a magical little speaker for kids. And this is a Tony. Tonys are filled with stories and songs that come to life when you place one on the box. She loves it because she can use it all on her own. I love it because it entertains for hours without a scream. Together, we've been building up a collection of all her favorite characters. Every Tony is a different adventure and a new world for her to explore. Listen as the magic comes to life.
Hey, we are back, and we are right on track. I am so excited, as I stated with you all, on tonight, we have a special friend that I've met now, going a little bit over a year, so almost 2 years now, Miss Shalondra Gurley, who is an advocate, who's an educator, and I mean literally an educator. But one of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight is about being a model. You have to be a model. So for those of you who are coming in, welcome to the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time, where we are here to network, uplift, and connect with others. So while you're in the chat, make sure that you're following your friends, you're sharing this video with your friends, letting everybody know that, hey, I'm here. And if you are catching the replay, welcome. Make sure that you're following ECE Circle Time, and you also go and follow Autism Glows. Now, everybody, I'm going to bring Miss Shalondra right back on up to the stage, and we're going to get this party started. So, friends, let's welcome her back. Hey. Hey. Yes, y'all, we are back, and we are on track. Now, when we have circle time, there is a word that we share with our friends, because we want to make sure that children are receiving a better education. We want to make sure that they also learn that words can be used in a multiple way. And on tonight, how befitting for our word of the day, to be modeled. So we're going to go ahead and put that word right on up. Come on, Miss Margaret. We know you got it. Hook us up. Model. Now, when we're in circle time, we help the children based off of the way that children learn, and along with how everybody learns. Some of us are auditory, some of us are kinetic. We got to be moving, and some of us are visual. We can just see it and that's it. But just imagine trying to teach a 2-year-old a new word. What we normally do is we break that word down. And in the classroom, like for instance, model, it has 2 syllables. Model. So that means we would clap it out, we would snap it out, we would nod it out. We also use that word in a sentence, and intentionally throughout the week, make sure that we are using that word, or whenever somebody says something about it, we magnify them, saying, oh my goodness, you use that word for the week. Just get real happy with it. So our word today is model. Now you guys got to participate with me. Miss Shalondra, she's going to be doing it with me. And once I go through it, she's going to go through it. So y'all ready? You ready, Miss Shalondra?
I'm ready.
Ready? Model. Let's clap it. Model. Let's snap it. Model. Let's nod it. Model. You ready, Miss Shalondra?
I'm ready.
Okay, your turn. Let's clap it.
Model.
Go ahead.
Let's snap it.
Model.
Let's nod it.
Model.
Let's say it again. Model.
Model. It's so funny. Just imagine a bunch of 2-year-olds,
it's going on.
And they absolutely love it. It's like a party. So y'all, model a usually miniature representation of something. Usually a miniature representation of something. That's just stirring up my little spirit. What are we representing? As early childhood educators, there's a big collective of what we want to do. But how are we representing that? What is that pattern? What is that blueprint? What do we do? What do we use? And Miss Shalondra has something for us. So as we see, embracing the model, baby. Like I said, not the catwalk. Motivate, organize, differentiate. I need to clap that out. Empower and lead by example. Before we get into just questions and galore, Miss Shalondra, what were you doing? What were you thinking? Like these some words right here.
All of these. It's a lot.
Baby, y'all better get your. Yeah, this. I feel like we're gonna be walking heavy tonight. I feel like, baby, you're gonna step on fingers. Crisscross applesauce, everybody.
Come on.
Like, talk to me today, girl. Talk to me. I'm gonna stop talking real quick. Talk to me. Tell me what was going on. Like, how did you just come up with this acronym? Like, what was just pushing you to, one, become a parent coach and an advocate, and to talk about, like, I know, and she's gonna share more. I'm not trying to tell all her business, because baby, it's piping hot tea, and it feels good to me to know her. Okay.
Well, thank you again for having me. So where the word model came from, when I first received my son diagnosis during the pandemic, prior to that, my son was in pre-K, and my son was expelled from school because of behavior. And so there was a lot of things that I had to embrace. It was a lot. It was very confusing, because as a classroom teacher, I just found it hard and heartbreaking to understand, to know that my son at that age for 3 or 4 to be expelled from school, you know, but he didn't get his diagnosis until kindergarten. And so when the doctor was talking to me and explaining to me what, you know, what was going on, and she was explaining to me the things that most kids can't do. And so as she was talking, I had like a That's So Raven type of moment, got kind of like zoned out. And so I was talking to God, and I was like, God, like my child, what's going on? And instantly he said, why not you? Think about what you do for your kids in your classroom. And I was like, wow. And so it took a moment for me to understand, but it was like when he said it, I felt okay. I felt at peace because I know I'm very passionate about what I do. I know I always wanted to be a teacher since I was in the first grade. Nothing else. Don't try to make me be a hairstylist, a nurse. No, I don't do any of that. And I have wonderful people in my family that do those things. But I always wanted to be a educator. I always wanted to teach. And so when I kind of like snapped back, the doctor was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes. And so, but she was still telling me like, okay, here's what autism can. Here's what autism can. Here's what ADHD can. Here's what ADHD can. And I'm just like, okay, because I'm ready like to get off the phone because, you know, off the call, because I'm like, I'm ready to get this show started because I know what I do in my classroom. And what does that mean? What do I do in my classroom? I was the model for my kids. I was a self-contained EIP teacher for my students. I had the lowest of the lowest that people didn't want to be bothered with. And so what I did, I know that at the end of the day, they're kids. They're here to learn. They're here to feel safe. They're here to feel included. They're here to embrace a lot of things that they probably don't get at home. And so how can I, as the adult, allow a child to come in my classroom and don't model for them what's expected? And so if I'm sitting here saying that I'm here to inspire you and impact you and empower you and educate you, then I have to be the model. I have to motivate you. I have to create a system where there's organization. I have to differentiate. I have to empower and lead by example. And when I in my prayer time, that's when all of those words came up, because I had to go back and realize, like, okay, what does that look like? And everything about my Jesus said that he was the model. He was the perfect model. And so if he was the perfect model and I'm a representation of him here on earth, then I'm a model as well. And that is what I do in my classroom. I model. I don't care if I'm in a grocery store. I don't care if I'm in my community. I'm going to go ahead and model for our kids, because we're losing so many of our youth because people don't want to show them. Especially when it comes to our babies with different learning, disabilities. A lot of people brush them off to the side. But if you would never know what they're capable of achieving if you don't grant them the opportunity, if you don't grant them the space to be able to grow and show you what they're capable of doing. But if you are the model, and being a model, this is a daily pledge that you choose to be and do each day. So if you're choosing to be a model each and every day, you're not holding grudges. You're letting things go. And at the end of the day, you're making sure that you're creating an inclusive environment for all to thrive in, including yourself.
Woo! Baby, when the Commissioner Bailey said, yes, a model for our children. Whoo, I told y'all tonight, crisscross applesauce, put your hands in your lap, because she is coming out and she's going to be stepping on toes and stepping on fingers, and you do not want to put your hands in your lap, baby. Oh my gosh, this is so impactful, y'all, and we are just beginning. when I tell you that I appreciate her. I've been following her. When I seen Autism Glows come across my screen when we were in the clubhouse room and then also on Instagram, I was like, it's something different. It's something different about her. And listen, y'all are getting it tonight. You are getting it tonight. When I say she's getting us ready for the catwalk, yeah, you're going to walk tall. You're going to walk tall after tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. My name is Melody. I'm so excited to have with us our guest, Miss Shalondra, who is the CEO, the founder, and a model of being a parent coach and an advocate for autism and also ADHD. We're going to be talking more about it because it's something that as an early childhood educator going out into the field, I'm hearing more people say, Miss Melody, what is it that we need to do? A lot of these children, especially during the midst of the pandemic, we're coming up with more diagnoses of autism. Well, the first thing I want to tell you that we need to do is provide family engagement. And that is bringing someone in like Ms. Shalondra, who's a parent coach, who can help parents with their diagnosis. So y'all go ahead, save this video, share this video. We're going to be right back. We're going to be right back. So you have time right now. Go ahead and get your pen. Make sure if you're on your phone, screenshot. As she's talking, her information is going to continue to go across the bottom because, y'all, we need a model. You need a way and an avenue to help parents, but also help us to be able to serve children better. And what not, and who not better than a person who is an educator and helping children and serving children, and then finding out about her own son and taking all of that information and presenting it to us tonight. Save this video, share this video, and let your friends know that we're here. Miss Shalondra, wait till the people tell them we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a great show, you all. You do not want to miss it. Our word for today is model. And you already see it. Motivate, organize, differentiate, empower, and lead by example. We'll be right back, you all.
This is LJ Henderson, the gem of STEM. I'm just a girl educating the multitudes. It's about the necessity of early exposure of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Today, we had our ribbon cutting celebration to celebrate 1 year in business at the Little STEM Academy, and it's also our product launch. So we're taking STEM to homes and to schools throughout the country. We have 4 lab kits available. We have human anatomy, chemical reaction, frog dissection, and of course, mathematics. All of those can be found on our website at littlestemacademy.com. Just click on lab kits. And if you want to bring STEM home for Christmas, you can also click that same link. And if you would like for the Little STEM Academy, me or some of my teammates to actually come to your school and play with your kids and do experiments, we have opportunities for that as well. So just reach out to us. You can call us at 1-800-495-STEM. Again, that's 1-800-STEM. Another way of saying that is 7836. Thank you so much for helping me take this education thing to the next level with STEM.
Give me my theme music.
Listen, I'm gonna have to play that theme music one more time because when I heard "Give Me That Theme Music," I was thinking about being a model, baby, and walking down that catwalk. I promise you, I was thinking about being a model. And hey, here I go, baby. Give me my theme music. Okay, one more time, y'all. Before we bring her back on, y'all got to hear the theme music. Hold on one second.
Give me my theme music.
am so excited. We are back and we are on track with Miss Shalondra, who is a parent, coach, and advocate, a serial entrepreneur, and educator. And she is here tonight to talk to us about what she does and how she does what she do and does to help us to also be better models for the children, the families, and the communities that we serve. So you all, welcome on back, Miss Shalondra. Come on, hey, how are you doing?
I am going well. I'm doing well. Still enjoying myself.
Yes. Now listen, before we left out, we had one of our friends who said, let me see what Miss Donna was talking about. Miss Donna said what she said. Say it again for the people who don't know what they talking about. I am an autism aunt and autism grandmother. And oh my goodness, as I was stating, Miss Shalondra, one of the reasons why I'm so thankful that you are here is because, and as we talked about backstage, was how sometimes we may take the words that we say, just cavalierly, and we'll say some things, but we have to make sure that we're not just, talking out the side of our neck, that we're also educated. And if we don't have education in it, be empowered to ask questions so that you can better serve children, families, and our communities. So I'm going to go ahead and get on into this next question, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, since we're talking about model, what are some key factors to cultivate an inclusive environment for all of us to thrive in? You talked about it earlier, about being in the classroom. But one thing for me that still just presses upon that I want the audience and everyone to know is that we got to be sensitive. Like you found out during the midst of a pandemic while everybody's isolated, can we just imagine parents who don't have an educational background and or experience, how would they take information like that? And I know that what you are providing us helps us to be more sensitive on this side. So I'm gonna stop talking. If you can just help us out, because this is so good.
Oh, absolutely. So what are some key factors to cultivate an inclusive environment for all to thrive in? So for me, like I said earlier, I received my son diagnosis during the pandemic. And so everything was shut down. Really didn't know the severity of everything. But what I had to do inside of my home was create a space for him. Even though he was in kindergarten, I had to create a space for him to be able to grow in. And so, as I stated earlier, the doctor was telling me all the things. And a lot of people, she was telling me all the things what kids with autism and ADHD can't do. And most time when parents or, educators, whomever, they may hear the word autism and then instantly they go, oh, or if they see my son, they be like, oh, well, he doesn't look like it, and I'm like, there's no look. And so what I had to do, I had to be able to go back because I know what God told me. So I had to go back and think about the things that I was doing for my students in the classroom. And so what were some things that I was doing in the classroom? First, I had to make sure that I had an environment that was structured, that was organized. And so by being structured and organized, it allowed them to be able to feel included. It allowed them to be a part of the process, because this was not just my learning environment, this was our learning environment. And so at home, this is not just my home, this is our home. So what can I do to help my child? If you're saying that, okay, with executive functioning skills, my son doesn't know how to be organized, or my son doesn't know how to be able to complete his task, what am I going to do at home to be able to support him? And like I stated, I created a space for him to be able to grow in and to grow into. And also another thing, and I'm going to hold on this until I leave this earth, but this was something that I had to create so that he can have a visual of what's expected, because here everything has a place. And so I showed this like a while back when I was showing other parents on what they can do, something simple, cost effective, where they can be able to create something to support their child in the home. And so here I'm going back to the basics because we elevated, we have evolved from this. And so this is simply a poster board that I poster that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut it in half. That's that teacher in me. And so what we have on the inside is things that I know that my son does every day. And so I just have some Velcro little dots here. And also I have some little cards here. And so something to be able to help him with his learning environment, something to be able to help him to be able to, you know, be more independent, but also have be more predictable on what's expected each day. And so something simple, and this is what he used when he was in kindergarten and first grade. And so pretty much like making up the bed, you know, because again, let me pause for a moment. It was something that told to me about kids with autism and ADHD. And most time I listen to people, but I don't take it to heart. And so they was telling me that, you know, they won't be able to thrive. They won't be able to hold in so much information. And so pretty much people kind of like push them off to the side. But my question to that individual is like, what are you doing to support? And how are you leading by example? Because if you know right, then you'll do right. And so if you know that you have something in place to be able to support our kids, then why would you go along with other individuals and say what they can't do if you're not providing them an opportunity to grow, if you're not creating a space for them to thrive in? And so going back, my son had something simple. It was making his bed, brushing his teeth, getting dressed, eating breakfast, checking in with me. And then it was learning time because we was on the computers. When he's done, close it. That was morning. And then the same thing goes at night. And so at nighttime, it will be things that he can do. I'm not going to sit here and tell him to go and wash the dishes, go and do this, and because that was too much at that age, at that time. And so I end up at night, he created one. This is on the wall. And we have meal time when you're done. And he's a picky eater. But when he's done, this is what he would do. He would close it. And sister have the same thing as well. And so tidy up your area. So what does that look like? Tidying up your area. I love me some color purple. And I love when they label that room, that house with things, because then again, it goes back to helping us learn how to read, helping us to be organized, helping us to have structure. And so in my home, I have cards to this day, arrows with saying curtain or a dishwasher or door or closet, because I wanted to be able to go against the odds, to be able to show the world what our kids are capable of doing when they have an environment that's set up for them to thrive in. And so I'm not going to go ahead and listen to what others are saying they can't do if you haven't granted them that opportunity. So I want to be able to be the model and be able to show them through my child that kids with autism and ADHD can thrive, they can do certain things. They can succeed in life when it's set up for them to be able to thrive in. And so that was some things that I end up doing. And we actually, we pretty much went up to a next level. And so he have these lights now that, baby, we didn't evolve. And so I turned the lights on in the morning, and he would go through them, and it's one side for morning, one side for night. And then once he done, he just turn it off. And it have something motivational on there, like, I can do this. That was easy peasy, mission completed. Because again, I want to be able to celebrate those small wins. And that's what we have to do. We have to be able to, celebrate those small wins, but also be able to collaborate and be open to learning something new. Oh, you're muted, Miss.
I'm sorry. I made sure that I came off because I needed you all to hear this. You know, as early childhood educators, some of the things that Shalondra showed with having a schedule, with visual, it's things that we're already doing right now. So exactly, we use these type of boards also. So we're already adding and cultivating to an environment that will be conducive to this child. But it's not until we get empowered, it's not until, as our word for the day model, that we become a representation of something that is bigger than ourselves, then that's when we can make a change and a difference. And everything that you said was just piercing me. I'm just like, yes, like we're not victims. The child is not a victim. And especially when you talked about how people would say, well, he doesn't look like it.
Yeah. That gets me all the time. I'm like, really?
Like, what is that? Come on. Yeah. I told y'all, she is phenomenal. I told y'all that day when I seen her on the Clubhouse app, and when I was like, who is this? Hopper, who this woman? See, like, Hopper, who's this woman? And to hear you as an educator, but then also as a parent, to hear your passion, it's so relieving. You know, it puts me, and I'm sure as with others in here, saying, breathe, baby. Breathe. Say people pay for these kinds of nuggets. Thank you. Yes, you are absolutely right. Oh, Miss Donna, we are not done yet. Miss Donna, let me go ahead and make sure this is running across this slide, at the bottom. Miss Donna, girl, let me let you meet my friend, girl. Let me let you meet my friend, honey. Oh, she's an educator. I feel like a real. She's the present. She's the greatest. She's the best. She is, and this is her. This is her. But she has a journal out, 2 journals. And baby, I think I'm gonna have to snatch me up one of those model shirts. I need me a model shirt because I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
You are it. You model for a living. This is a daily pledge that you choose to do. So if you're not going to do it, then we need you to exit left and try another career, because you're here to inspire our kids and educate. And it's heartbreaking to see people in these classrooms who are not passionate. You're here for the weekend breaks and the summer breaks and all those other things. But if you're not here to support our kids, then you're doing them a disservice. And so we have to be open to learning something new. We have to be open to finding ways to connect with our kids. And a lot of people would assume that our kids should know, and they don't. Regardless if they're snappy or they're talking back or they're refusing to do things, it's a reason why. And so we have to have the patience and the understanding to figure out how we're going to support this child and be the model that they need. And so with Autism Glows, with me being the model and cultivating an inclusive environment for them to thrive in, I'm going to show the world that autism does glow. It glows in a structured environment. It glows where there's support. It glows where people really care and understand what is actually going on. So it glows.
I told y'all, your passion is amazing. I mean, you basically have already answered the question, how does autism glows in your family? Just seeing you, even if you don't give us specifics, but just seeing you, I know that it's glowing in your family. But if you feel comfortable with elaborating on it, please do. Please do. I mean, we know it. Miss Donna, Commissioner Bailey, everybody who's with us here on Clubhouse. Let me see all of our friends that are down in here. Let me get back to it. We all see it. We see it.
Thank
We see it
you.
in you. You are modelable. Go ahead. Let me mute myself.
It took a lot. The smile that I have now, the big smile that I have, because I smile all the time, it's been a journey. I'm going to say that. It's been a journey, and it's a continuous journey. And on one of my posts, I put that being a model for our kids requires a lot. And there's challenges and there's rewards, but I'm here for it all. I can't just be here for the good times. You know, it's going to be some days where my son doesn't understand how to do something, and it's not, and we have done it over and over and over again. And, you know, we go back and he still doesn't get it. I'm not going to get frustrated or yell at him, because I understand what is actually going on. And so I have to be more patient. I have to be more understanding. And that is why in my ebook, How to Balance Your Day with Confidence, I had to restructure some things in my life so that I can be able to be the best version of myself for my kids, as well as for myself and those individuals that I serve daily, because it's not easy, you know, and I have to let people know that I'm here to cheer you on. And if you're open to this journey, then we're going to get through it. But we have to learn how to block out the negativity. We have to learn how to reprioritize things. And so in one of my messages, it was about the power of R-E. And we have to restructure, reevaluate, reprioritize, repeat, because it's not going to go the first time. It's not going to connect. It's not going to stick. And so what I have learned to do, especially with my daughter, is be able to communicate and let her know what's actually going on with her brother, because she'll say, I just told him, like and I let her know we're not making no excuses, but I want her to know that we're here to support him. And I want him to understand that we are here to be your biggest cheerleaders. We're here to encourage you. But at the end of the day, I want you to feel like you are important. I want you to know that you are important. And I do that for my kids. I don't care. Like I said, anything that I do is with kids, whether I'm at church, whether I'm at a baby shower or whatever. I'm always gravitating towards the kids because, you know, I look at them as a blessing from God. And so if he have given me the opportunity to steward this blessing, I'm going to make sure I do what I have to do to support them. And that is being a model. Like, I just love it. Every time I see the word model, I get so excited. You know, I see it in lowercase letters. I make it big because I let my kids, I affirm them every day. You know, I let the kids know, you know, that you are important. You are somebody. You belong here. And I want you to know that we're not perfect and we're not going to always get it right the first time. And what I do intentionally in the classroom, and maybe this is something that, you know, parents can take or educators can take. I deliberately make mistakes in class to see if my kids will catch it. And I make mistakes to show them that Miss Gurley has made a mistake. It's okay. And and I let them know that this is a safe place. This is your inclusive environment. This is a safe place to make mistakes. And this is a safe place to know that you have support here. And we're going to support each other. So we're empowering each other. I love doing that. I love seeing those faces light up when they were like, oh, Miss Gurley, you forgot. And I'm like, you know, thank you. You're on it. You're a model. Oh my gosh. I love that you're here today. You know, what if you would have missed school today? Then I wouldn't even seen it. So I want them to know that you are needed, that you are loved, and that you have a peaceful environment to thrive in. And I just love what I do. And so I do that at home. I do that at school. And so communicating, connecting, collaborating, that is what we do. I have to be consistent in order to continue to motivate them. Because if my M in motto stands for motivate, if I'm not motivating them, they're not going to want to come to school. My kids not going to want to get up to go to school. My students are not going to want to come to school. So I have to, regardless of what's going on in my life, when I get in that school parking lot, everything stays in that car. And when I hop out, oh, here comes Miss Gurley with her heels on. But I know at the end of the day, I got to take them heels off because it triggers some kids. But I'm coming in rocking and rolling because I know I'm here on a mission. And the mission is going to be completed. Like on my son's, on my kids' chart, it's going to be completed because this is a daily pledge that I choose to do, that I choose to become. So I love it.
Man, oh man, this is, y'all, my face hurts. I'm taking so much in. My cheeks, I'm smiling. I know I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed. So one of the prayers that I had with my children and said was for us to see the awesomeness, to see the amazing, to experience the miracle. And tonight, of course, throughout the day, but I'm also proclaiming that even tonight, to just listen. Though my children have not been diagnosed with autism, just the steps that you provide. Here I am. I'm going right ahead of the question. Going right ahead. Just so good, y'all. And they say it's just so good to my soul. Are things that we should take away for any and everybody. Absolutely. As how you're wanting to make your environment in your home and at school an inclusive one, but also one of peace. We have enough chaos that's going on. We should want to have a peaceful environment. You know how it says, peace be still. We should want to be able to be in the moment, your transparent moments and your intentional moments to bring in the human part of, oops, I made a mistake. Yeah. So that everybody will see that your intentionality around the communication with your daughter, so that she will have a stronger tolerance of and be sensitive to the needs of someone who shares the same blood as her. So then that definitely means that when she goes outside of the home, it will be there too. So I'm really full, y'all. And it just, man, Miss Shalondra, it's almost an hour. Like we didn't even got through half of the questions. But I am going to ask this because, again, as I stated, you all, I want you to go to Autism Glows. I want you to go to her website. I want you to see the tools and the resources that she has available that you and I and everyone else could use. And while you were speaking, we did have one of our friends ask about your social media handles. So I seen where we told her just to look up Autism Glows. But is there any particular other website or social media handle that you want us to share?
Everything is Autism Glows. Yes.
You are welcome. Look, she said I can share my nephew's autism page for you all to check it. Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Come on now, Autism Glows, and that's what it is. If it's even for me about being that humanistic, not rushing. Now, you know, not being so quick to spark a fuse, because as a parent, and I'm speaking from my experience, it can be challenging. Mm-hmm. But this is that scaling back moment, and we all need those. We all want to, at the end of the day, hit a button that says, yes, mission accomplished. So here's my next question. How do you provide information to help families to become the model for their child?
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for asking me this question. So, what I have been doing lately, and I'm horrible at this posting you all because like she mentioned, I do have another business. I'm a home-based baker, I'm a tutor, I'm an educator. I do a lot. And so what I've been doing lately is having parent informational sessions, which is called Make, Take, and Glow sessions at different pop-up shops and libraries and schools and after school programs. And so my next adventure will be at a local church. So I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia right now. And so in my session, my Make, Take, and Glow activities, what we focus on is, yes, make, take, and glow. And so what we focus on is getting to know our kids, finding effective, working on effective ways to connect and communicate with our kids. And so because a lot of parents are not aware of how to support their kids or how to effectively, communicate with them, because most people assume that, at a certain age, they should have it. If I told you, once, I'm not going to tell you again. And it doesn't work that way with our babies. We have to, like I stated, the power of we have to redirect. We have to have patience and understanding. But, we have to be able to, support them in ways that is going to allow them to feel, inclusive in everything that we're actually doing. So finding effective ways to collaborate with their kids, communicate with their kids. And so one thing I want to be able to bring out is that they focus on their child's strengths versus the areas of concerns, highlighting those strengths, because if you know what your child is capable of doing, then you can be able to hone in on that, to be able to highlight them and celebrate them when they do accomplish the things that they're capable of doing. And then you want to be able to easily, challenge them in a way to see if they can be able to go another level. And so in our activity, we focus on our kids' strengths. Another thing I like to do is, with back to school, we had a back to school session. With the back to school, write your child's teacher a letter explaining what you observed over the summer break. And so you want to be able to explain to the teacher about, what your child, what's going on, what your child is capable of doing, some areas of concern, but not too long of a letter where you're listing, it's like a negative letter. We want to be able to highlight the positive things, but also be able to let that teacher know, let that model know in that classroom that you're here to support. This is a collaboration. This is a partnership, and you all are here to support one another. And you want the best school year for your child. And so with our sessions, we focus on our letters. We write letters about our kids, and we seal it with a kiss. And it's so empowering, and it's so it's like a woo-saw moment. Like they just like, oh my gosh, because now you have just shared everything, all the good things about what your child is doing. And so even for my parents who say that, their kids are, nonverbal, that doesn't mean that they're deaf. So let's focus on what your child can do, because I had a sweet baby that was nonverbal at the time, and by the end of our school year, she was speaking, because I created that inclusive environment for her to be able to thrive in. And so just being able to have those visual aids, have those schedules available, have things that they can be able to visually see, because you want to support them and set them up for success. You want to have a structured environment that provide that support for them to be able to thrive in. And so that's just a list of things that I do with my Make, Take, and Glow activities. And it's just amazing. And of course, I'm a snacker. I love to eat. So we always have treats. So don't worry about that. yeah, it's very empowering to see parents putting their pen to paper and just going, just writing about their child. And you get to a moment and you look at that list and you're like, wow, my child does a lot. And it's an aha moment for them, because that's the whole purpose of it. I want you to be able to bring out your child's strengths. I want you to highlight them and be able to let that teacher know that you're here to support. This is a partnership. You're not just dropping your child off.
Yes.
You're here. You're in communication, and with that consistency with you all, not you going in on the teacher or anything like that, but you just collaborating and being open. Like, I believe that you all are setting your child up for success, and it takes the pressure off, because in order for the teacher to be able to support your child, if they don't know, then how can they support? And so firsthand, you are your child's first model, you are your child's first teacher, and so you have to make sure that you are observing the child that you have and being able to show the world what your child is capable of doing, but also showing that teacher what your child is capable of doing. And if it's some things that they don't understand, you can call me if you want to, tutor and stuff like that. But, collaborate with that teacher and be able to identify those strategies on how you can be able to support them, especially academically, because I understand this new math and I love it, but I know some people don't. And there's certain things I don't like, but just being able to communicate and connect with those teachers and be able to showcase your child and your child's strengths and things like that.
This is amazing and so needed. This is amazing and so needed. For all of you all who are just joining in, you're like, wait a minute, who are these beautiful women? And it seemed like they're talking my language. My name is Melody. I am the founder of the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time, a community where we come to uplift, network, and to connect with other early childhood educators, childcare providers, parents, the community, and alike, to serve the needs of the children, the families, and the communities. And so on tonight, we have my friend, Miss Shalondra Gurley, who is a serial entrepreneur. She's also an educator, a parent advocate, and not only just as a parent advocate, she's the parent of a child that was diagnosed with autism. And so what she has done, not only just as an educator, but taking her experiences of being a parent of a child with autism and giving us clues and tips that we could use. So that's why you see the tickering going across the bottom. Now, as we're here serving, a lot of people, when I go out into communities to help childcare programs to become nationally accredited, they come to me and they say, well, Miss Melody, we're noticing some things with some of these children. What can we do? And a lot of things that Ms. Shalondra has shared tonight is something that half of us have been doing, and I say that as frank and professionally as possible. Half of us in our classrooms and in our environments are having schedules and making them culturally acceptable and inclusive to the needs of the children. And some of us do have to have work. But one thing I will share with you all is that we are not professionals or doctors. And so in order for your child or a child that you may think that may has or displays traits of autism or ADHD, there are several ways in which you can help that family. One, documenting information, seeing what you see best, as Ms. Shalondra stated, finding the good parts or the strengths of the child, writing that down, and also sharing. As early childhood educators and childcare providers, we are here to support people, coaches just like Shalondra. And so she's available to assist you. So I do not want you to miss this opportunity to continue to advance in your professional development, but baby, to also become a model. Ow. Can become a model in the lives of the children, but also a model in the lives of the families. And it is so important for programs to connect, especially if you want to be a high quality program. And if you're looking to be a nationally accredited program, you have to provide services and resources for families. And knowing someone like Miss Shalondra, your ECE Circle Time friend, who's a parent coach and an educator, she can help you have that conversation. And so the tools and the resources that we can use are not just for parents, but it's also for us. So, honey, get y'all that model shirt because I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine, but also support some of the work that she's doing. You all, this hour has just went by so quickly. I hope she just let me ask you like one more question.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
I'm good. Y'all, it has just the chats and everything have been going off. We do have a question. It's for those of you who do have questions. You can ask. I also check for our friends in Clubhouse that have been making notes and see. So Miss Donna wants to know, what state are you in? She may have missed it, but go ahead and let them know.
I'm in Georgia.
Georgia. It is on my mind. It is on my mind. And hey, Miss Annette, she this is a really great comment. She said she does not have an autistic child yet as an ECE consultant. Oh, and I think you're giving very essential resources for students who are, and just best practices. Come on now. Yeah, we got to bring Miss Annette on the platform too, because she has a wealth of information on here. So thank you so much, Mr. Net. It is so important that, we just don't have these cavalier conversations like, I think something, I don't know something. Well, you may know and you are thinking, but you are not in position to officially diagnose. Leave those to the physicians, but support the parent. It is so important that that we take these tools, we take these tips that she has been giving us tonight, and we model this behavior. Okay. All right. So let me see. I'm like, they're real. I gotta see. Okay, I'm 5. What parameters do you put in place to make sure that your child as well as yourself are set up for success?
Wow. Boundaries. I had to set up boundaries. So for those who are tuning in, I received my son diagnosed during the pandemic, and so trying to teach online, have my child online, both of my kids online, it was a lot. And so I had to revamp the way I was doing things originally, because I would not be here today if I was still going down the same path that I was going. And so I had to, set some boundaries, some healthy boundaries to be able to protect my peace, as well as figure out what can I do to support my kids here at home. And that went back to all of us having a structured schedule. And so you're thinking like, you got a schedule at home? Yes, because again, when I received his diagnosis, the doctor was telling me, what kids with autism and ADHD can't do. And I also thought about what other people have said that kids can't do. And so if you're sitting here telling me that, they're junky, or they always have stuff on the floor, and, they're not organized and all these other things, well, what can I do as the model to support my child with this? Because what I don't want, as my grandma said, you're not going to go out this house, not represent me the way you're supposed to. And so what can I do to be able to support my child so that when he goes into his learning environment, he can be able to carry that along wherever he goes? And so we have a schedule. And so some things that I had to do for myself, I revamped my whole schedule because you got to teach online, have your kids online, everybody computer going crazy. I had to get up at 3:45 a.m. in the morning. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to be much more healthier for myself, for my kids. So I was getting up at 3:45 a.m. and at 4 o'clock I was in prayer from 4 to 5. And I was doing my devotion and everything. And then at 5:10, I was working out from 5:10 to 6 a.m. in the morning every day. And so I did everything that I needed to do, because you have to think about, as a teacher, when you come home, especially having multiple kids, you're coming home, you're trying to sit here and grade papers or look over some lesson plans and all. You're burned out at the end of the day. And so you really don't pretty much have time to do anything unless you have a significant other at home to be able to support you. I didn't. And so what can you be able to do to support yourself? Because I was tired. I was exhausted at the end of the day. And it was like a roller coaster. I was like the hamster on the wheel doing the same thing, but not getting nothing accomplished. I'm still burned out. I'm not, like, it's just over and over. And I was fed up. And so I ended up changing my schedule, and I ended up getting up at 3:45 and 4 o'clock. I was in my prayer closet, and at 5:10 I was working out, and I was done at 6, and I was able to get my kids up. So I did everything that I needed to do. I don't care if that was me sipping on some coffee for 15 minutes or listening to a song or whatever I needed to do to hype myself up, to get myself prepared for the day. I did that first. And so it's going to be, I talk to a lot of people who I tell this to, and they were like, well, I'm not going to. And I'm like, if you want to see results, you're going to have to make a change. You're going to have to make a difference. Like, you're going to have to shift your way of thinking, especially if you want to be able to be a model for your kids. And so that is what I had to do. I had to revamp my schedule so I can be able to get me prepared for the day, and then get my kids up so they can start. And I was raised by my grandmother, my mom, my aunts. And so by me staying with my grandmother majority of my life, my grandmother had us ironing our clothes on Saturday. Our clothes had to be ironed for the whole week. And so I bring that with me. And so with me having everything laid out, my clothes plus 2 love bugs, all of our clothes were ironed for the whole week, whether we was going somewhere or not, but just to stay in that routine. So that way I don't have to sit here worried about, what I'm wearing, what they're wearing, where the clothes at, where the socks at. No, everything was laid out. Everything was ironed for the entire week. Our meals were prepped for the entire week, from breakfast to dinner, including snacks. And it just flowed. We had a system that flowed, that worked for us. And I let others know, if you want to be able to see the difference in your life, to see change, you're going to have to shift your way of thinking. It's going to be some things that you're going to have to say no to. You're going to have to set some boundaries and figure out, what do you want and what's going to make you have the peace that you desire. And so I know that I wanted peace. I know that I wanted structured environment. I know that I wanted my kids to be set up for success. I want my kids to be able to do the same thing that I did. Being raised by my grandmother, that was something that I'm able to bring with me, to be able to have my clothes and my food already ready for the week. Like, I see coworkers that don't even have kids and struggling in the morning. And I'm like, baby, what did you do last night? Like, what have you been doing with your time? Because I'm sitting here with 2 kids and you're around here barely got your ponytail right. So a lot of people have to be able to, structure their lives in a way where they're going to see the results, to be able to help them to thrive. And so that is what I had to do, the parameters I had to set up. And so everything goes back to creating that inclusive environment, to thrive. And it's not just for the kids, it's for myself. And that is why Autism Glows was established, because I want others to be able to understand our kids, but be able to create an environment for them to grow in. Our kids are always told to act like other people, or, do what other people are doing. But when are you going to embrace who they are? When are you going to create that environment for them to be able to showcase what they're capable of achieving? And so if we're not going to try to understand our kids and create that space for them to thrive in, I love this book I have. It's a book with a little crown. It's me. But the person just walk around freely. It's a little kid. I love it. But we have to be able to showcase our kids' uniqueness and be able to create that space for them to be able to thrive in. And that's why I was like, it's not just about kids with autism and ADHD. It's about including everybody. It's about inclusion. And, when we all learn how to work together and collaborate together in these environments and support each other, then, we're setting each other up for success. Because in a classroom where you have to do collaborative learning, you in these collaborative groups, and if you're sitting here saying, well, Caden over here, he's not paying attention. Caden, if kids are aware of what autism is and how they can be able to support our kids and provide them with that information, then inclusion is key to it all. Inclusion is key to it all. And so our kids will be able to understand that, what? Let me see how I can be able to support my friend. Maybe it's something that my friend, doesn't do. And so when I go in schools, I'm allowing kids to understand that you model too. You are a model. And it's some things that your friend may not know how to do, but you do. And you can be able to show them. And so you want to be able to lead by example and teach them and show them the right things. And so, I want them to know that it's not just about, this is Autism Glows is not exclusively just for kids with autism and ADHD. No, it's for everybody, so that we can create this environment for all of us to be able to thrive in. Because in order for us to be able to know what they're able to do, we have to create it. We have to create it. And so that's what it's all about. Inclusion. Inclusion is key for it all.
Yes. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. This has been absolutely amazing. Let me just put this up. Our word for today, everybody, is model. A usually miniature representation of something. And the information that you have been giving us and sharing with us is such a reminder, especially around inclusivity. I done got tongue-tied at the end of the day. But when we look at our lives and when we look at everything around us, we all bring something valuable to the table. We all have something to share. And I mean, as cliche as it is, sharing is caring. But when we all, especially, and what I was here while I was listening to you, was self-reflective practices. But you getting up, as they say, thinking it not robbery, to one, as Ms. Donna was sharing earlier, just pushing yourself and motivating. Because if you, as the caretaker, regardless of if you're at home and or in a program, if you're not well, if you're, as you stated, coming to work with your ponytail, hanging on, then how will we be of a greater service to others? And when I say, Shalondra, I'm so thankful that you have came on this platform today to share with our community. Because you've been a part of ECE Circle Time for a while, and you have, I see you, as they say, in the social media streets, supporting and helping others, but from a heart space and from a space of caring. And I want to say thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for the reminder. Thank you for being so transparent and letting us know that regardless of a diagnosis or not, these are tips and resources and tools that we all can use to make everyone better. So before we leave, if you could just give everybody a recap, let them know about the books and about the other materials and items that you have available for them.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for having me here, because I've been listening and watching you for a while, and it's just an honor to be here. And so I just, what I do it for the kids because they're watching us, whether you think it, they're not, but they are. And so if you're going to watch me, I want you to watch me being a model. I want you to be able to, go out and do the things that you saw me do. That's going to be able to bring impact in our lives and be able to lead by example. And so, on the site, you go to autismglows.com. I end up creating I have an ebook on how to balance your day with confidence. And that was birthed during the pandemic because I wanted to showcase to parents, to educators, that they can have balance in their lives when they shift their way of thinking and they put these simple practical tools to pray and apply them to their lives, and it can make a difference in their lives. I also have 2 journals, one for kids, one for adults, because as I stated earlier, there were some things that I had to do to be able to set parameters to set myself up for success. And so in my prayer time in the morning, I journal. And so I created a journal where I can be able to release it all. It could be something negative. It could be something positive. It could be some words of encouragement. It could be a letter that you wrote to yourself. But it was a place that I can be able to just release it all, to write it all in my journal and just, have a fresh start for my day. And what else? I do have shirts because I'm all about being a model. So I model for a living, and model for a living is a daily pledge that we choose to be and do each and every day. And so if you go to the site, you'll be able to see the shirts, the books. And then also what I'll be doing is little pop-ups. And so you can nominate a model in your child's life, in your life, that is demonstrating and representing how to motivate, organize, differentiate, empower, and lead by example for our youth. So when you go to the site, you will be able to see nominate a model. So definitely fill out that information, and that individual will be contacted, and they will be rewarded with something, a small token of appreciation. And so I just thank you all for listening to me, this evening, and just being able to share with the world that we all are models, but we want to make sure that we are embracing the model within. The model within is in us, and it has always been. It's just time for us to tap in.
Whew. You have completely blessed us. I see what Miss Donna said, that when reflecting on what you said, that she lost her ponytail yesterday.
Sorry,
She said she was so frustrated, but she realized it was because she was not prepared ahead of time. And then she states that she said it was in a bag in the refrigerator. Yes, I need a model and to become a better model. When I say that you brought out so much transparency in us on tonight, and to look at ourselves and what it is that we need to be of a better service to others. And so, Miss Shalondra, we are blessed. we we are blessed, and I thank you, and I don't take your time for granted. I'm so excited to do all that I can to help support the work that you're doing and to tell programs to get in contact with you so that you can come in person and or virtually. We can always make it happen. Where there's a will, there's a way. And with
Amen.
being in Atlanta, at the first school I went to, Clark Atlanta University, the motto is find a way or make one.
Oh,
And so with what you have, we will make a way. Baby, we'll send you the material ahead of time. You know how many parents you have. Go ahead and get all of the material available so that she can meet them online and go through her activities with them. Again, Miss Shalondra, it's just been a blessing. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. So y'all, this is not her last time. We will be back. We just want to give you just a little bit, just a little sizzle,
yeah.
just a little sizzle for the drizzle. So on our way out, we are going to go back over our word for today. Our word for today is model. Let's clap it. Model. Let's snap it, model. Let's nod it, model. One more time, let's clap it, model. Let's snap it, model. Let's nod it, model. And Miss Yolanda, tell them what the acronym for model is again.
Model stands for motivate, organize, differentiate, empower, and lead by example. Get your shirt.
Get your Baby, as soon as I get my shirt, y'all know I'm coming. I am coming. I'm coming on what I call Beyonce's internet.
Come on.
I'm coming on Beyonce's internet. You have comments that are just saying Shalondra is doing great work, and it was a pleasure to hear this discussion. So even our friends on Clubhouse, we all are just thankful. We all needed this conversation tonight. We all needed this conversation. So we all honor you, our friend, our sister from the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time, and baby being a model because autism glows. Thank you, Miss Shalondra. We shall see you soon.
Yes.
Tell our friends. All right. We'll see you later. Yes, that's right. Autism glows. Autism glows. Find her on every social media platform, baby. Autism glows, and connect with her. Thank you, Miss Shalondra. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Yes, everybody. Wasn't that good? I told y'all that she was going to be great. I told y'all, I felt it. I already knew from the, as she made her color purple reference. I'm like Celie. I just need to see her eyes. I just need to see her eyes. And I had an opportunity to see her eyes, and you had an opportunity to see her eyes. And so we are so excited for what is to come. So you already know, I want you to prepare to have a wonderful day. Prepare for those of you who are looking to be a high quality program. You need to make sure that you involve family engagement. You need to make sure that you involve providing resources for children and families. Everything that we're presenting here to you is something that you can use to make your program better and also you better as an early childhood educator and a child care provider. Thank you so much for being here, you all. We will see you soon. Because guess what? We got another special guest coming on this upcoming Monday, but you got to be here. You got to be here at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's for the rest of you who would love to come and share your information with our community. Definitely reach out. Go to ECECircleTime.com. And thank you, Miss Donna. I'm going to get some rest up again. ECECircleTime.com. Let us connect and talk about the services that you have. We'll see you later.